All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Great to see you. I mean, kind of, sort of. But hey, glad you're here. We got a lot of great information to share with you this morning. And we're going to jump right in with our closings. Congratulations to Debbie Eshan. Way to go. Elena Smith. Ho, ho. Travis Norris. South hitting the board. Sonia Lufkin. Way to go, Sonia. And we got a couple of coming soons. Molly White, Weston Road, and the Michael Adam team on John Norton in South Knox. So we'll look for those. Price reduction on Pumpkin Hollow Road. I know that was getting a lot of activity over the weekend. So if you're familiar with that listing, check it out. And new on the market, look at this cute little house over in North Knoxville. Wouldn't you like to be rocking on that front porch? 215. I can't believe that's still available. That's still available. That looks like a nice little house. Jonathan Desai, a little condo there in the Gleason Road area. And then Rosemary Durant. That one is gone. 162 under contract. Congratulations, Rosemary. And then Adam and Michael in Marvel, 275. Good looking house. What's that? You believe that's pending? Might be pending. All right. Good deal. Well, we're still working on attendance here. I don't know. You ready with attendance? We're going to spin the wheel. Okay. We're going to come back to spin the wheel. But let me just say, if you have something under contract, if it is pending, please submit it. Yeah, put it in. Those are good. Those are all good. Submit to Justina. Just submit in Dotloop. Submit to the admin. It's really more important than ever that we know about your pending so we can kind of see what's going on here with the business. And just as important, unfortunately, we need to know about those that fall out. So we're really trying to stay on top of what is closing here in the coming months. So please help us out with this and make sure you submit your under contracts, your pendings, and your new listings. All right, let's go back to spin the wheel here, and we'll draw our lucky agent this week is dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh, Krista Bentley, 2 weeks in a row. Boom, bam. All right, she's here, so let's go. Fair and square. Spin the wheel. Boom. Oh, okay, is that 10 or 20? No, that's a 20. That's 10? That's a 50. All right, she got 10 to go with her 15. Did she pick up her 15? So now you got 25 in a sanitized envelope. Way to go, Krista. All right. Okay, well, if you did not hear yesterday, our governor, this was a very positive news conference he had yesterday. He is not extending the stay at home, so that will expire on the 30th. So just 1 week from today, 1 week, well, they're about 9 days. 9 days from today. So actually, I did not really know this, but as I read into this, his stay-at-home order didn't affect the big cities because we have our own little health department. So Glenn Jacobs, the Knoxville mayor, says that he agrees with the governor, and he's looking to develop a plan so that Knox County can get back to work. So we'll be watching this over the next couple of days to see what the plan is for reopening. But Governor Lee said yesterday that as soon as next week, they'll start opening the public parks and the businesses. So we should really see some things happening here over the next couple of weeks and into the 1st of May. And the reason for this, of course, is because the cases, although we still have some cases, there's some really positive indications. For one thing, for the first time, there are more people that have recovered than are currently actively have COVID-19 in Tennessee. So that's awesome. And yesterday was the lowest daily increase of new cases. So 193 cases in Knox County from the start, only 28 active, 27 people hospitalized, 161 recovered, and still only 4 deaths. Not only, I mean, every death is important, but that has remained that way for several weeks now. So we're really happy and privileged to be in an area that is not widely affected right now. So we are poised to reopen. This is also the graph I look at each week. And this was the prediction that 3 weeks ago said that Tennessee would suffer over 3,400 deaths. And it's now, I don't guess it's actually on that slide, but I believe it was 261 now, the revised number, which is down another 250 from just last week. So that's really, really great news. And you can see by the graph that our peak day for resources was on April 4th. So we're 16 days past that, and you can see as the level is going down, down, down. So we love the way things are going right now with this, and I think we can finally see a way out. And that's important. And what's also important is that we got a special guest with us here this morning. Special guest. Seems like a special guest. Seems like somebody we haven't seen in quite a while. Darren. So step into the spotlight here. You're going to have the microphone. Perfect.
Yeah, boy, it sure does feel like a long time. But it is very, very good to see everybody. We're appropriately distanced here, virtually appropriately distanced. So I'm just going to kind of get into the nitty gritty of this. I mean, the last few weeks really have been extremely challenging from a lending perspective. I will say that this has been a time where I feel like, partnerships have really shined. I want to first really thank a lot of our title partners and Eric, especially for stepping up. We've had a lot of White transactions closed. I think we've had 6 or 7, maybe even 8 transactions. Those of you that are out there that have had a closing in the last 6 weeks, thanks for your efforts and patience. We've had very minimal delays, and everything's closing on time. The first bit was really a shock to the system. I mean, everybody was really used to being centralized. So we really had to focus on the whole aspect of being decentralized. I think there was shocked almost everybody, like, is this really happening? So then, accountability really steps in. So, I just can't speak enough to the accountability of everybody that's been involved with all these transactions that we have successfully closed. So, thanks. And but the good news is we're kind of getting in the hang of it. And I was telling Jeff for like weeks, in this thing, if you can broadcast this thing out, kind of let everybody know what's going on. But every time I started typing that email, it was rapid changes. And it was just a high level. It was investor pullback. I mean, lending based on risk. I think everybody kind of knows that. So we really saw days where I would quote a rate and then just lose it the very next day by a wide margin because of great fluctuations. And You know, you coach them to get 38 one day, and the next day they call the next one and say, it was that kind of a market for like so it's unfair. I really felt bad for people that were kind of in this environment at the time. So, you know, thank your clients too for their perseverance. But again, I spoke to it kind of settling down. There has been some fallout. We're trying to keep track of that too. But I mean, a lot of it really focused on employment verification. We just had no way of telling if people weren't going to keep it. So we were doing very unusual day of, you know, employment verification. Speaking people outside of HR department, direct boss. It's really like hands-on, like a lot of people doing a lot of different things. So I'll try to stay here at but the race has settled down. The leadership is right between them. Those years quarter right now, like the 3 where it settled down. I think those are a little bit higher. That's but that's okay. Great. Well, I've called around and all these look at these fairly standard routes. So right now we don't have any manufactured home lending. THDA is doing some manufactured home lending, but that's sort of a needle in the haystack program. But if you have somebody looking at manufactured homes right now, Tennessee Housing is going to be the only way to get those done. Renovation lending has currently been suspended. I have 2 less jumbo options. And I think the big takeaway from this is that the majority of lenders have gone to a minimum 640 qualifying credit score with FHA. So that would be on purchases, and I have heard of a lot of lenders doing 660 on refinances, and that is currently where MIG is with FHA score, 640 for purchases, 660 for refis. So we are in a much different environment. So I'll go over that one more time. THDA is my only outlet for manufactured homes. I have no renovation lending, so those are currently suspended. I have 1 viable jumbo option. And then the big takeaway is a 640 minimum qualifying credit score for FHA transactions. I would ask anybody that has any questions to text, email, call me. I'm here. I spoke to a whole lot of you. So, you know, the good news is we are still taking applications. We are still locking loans. We are still scheduling closings as normal. I am asking for a little bit more time. 45 days would be great. But I think you'll start to see that kind of come back to more like a 30-day time frame fairly quickly. That's all I had today, so thank you guys for having me here. Good to see everybody. I'm sorry if I was hard to hear. I apparently was. You can pretty much ignore the whole first part of it. The end of it was where it was there. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Good to hear from Darren again. Okay, well, we continue this week with our agent panels. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Natalie for last week. She was so awesome. I was so proud of her and how she represented our company. And if you missed it, it was really, really good. All 3 of them were really excellent and some really great points. And I've sent out that link to that recording, so I would really encourage you to carve out some time and listen to that. This week, we've got another top agent panel. We've got Jacoby Kendrick. He's out of Texas. He's actually not with one of the 4 firms that are putting this together, so we'll get a little different perspective. Yulia is ranked 15 nationally. She's out of Arkansas. And Jacqueline Smith is ranked 31. She's out of Nashville. So we're going to have another really great panel this week. We have planned these for the next, including this week, for the next 4 weeks. So you're going to see some great things. So just set aside Wednesdays at 3 o'clock and plan to really take these in. I think it's really great information. And the second week of May, we're actually going to have David Knox with us. So look forward to that. So Wednesday at 3 o'clock, don't miss it. Our listing mastery program is now. Correct me, Marlene. So this will be the last week for the listing mastery. So Wednesday and Thursday will be the final 2 sessions if you're involved in that. And then look for some other training opportunities and for buyer mastery starting in May. Marlene, also, I just wanted to make you aware that she's put together a Facebook group that is for all realtors. And you should have gotten an invite for it through the RAP agents or maybe through email. So make sure that you join the Realtor Survival Guide page and invite your real estate friends. So any realtor you know, once you join the page, you can invite them to the page. So please do that. We're looking for this to be a resource for all realtors to share ideas. And Marlene's already put some great stuff out there. So check that out. The Realtor Guide to Survive, the Realtor Survival Guide to COVID-19 on Facebook. Also, I sent out yesterday in my email and I asked you to send a picture of you working at home. Thank you, Michelle and Nate. Nate was the very first one to send it with his little niece there, his little assistant at home. And thank you, Michelle, for yours. Please send these in. We were talking in our staff meeting yesterday. We have an idea just to use these to kind of market the fact that we're still working. So you can be creative if you want. Just snap a pic, have somebody take a pic, and email it to me, text it to me, get it to me as soon as possible. Do that today or tomorrow so we can get this in place while it's still relevant. Tomorrow on the Weichert Wednesday webinar is a BMA listing appointment training for relocation specialists. So this is open to all agents, but if you are on the relocation team, you really need to watch this. And if you're interested in being on the relocation team, you need to watch this tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So if you need the link for that, you can go to weichertevents.com. It's listed there, and we'll make sure it's on our staff agent's calendar as well. Another thing happening this week. Bill Scavone, who of course is the president of Weichert Real Estate Affiliates, is going to be talking to, Jared James is going to be talking to Bill Scavone. So this is going to be a Facebook event. And as soon as I have the information on that, as far as what the link is and how to go there, I'll let you know. But I believe it's just going to be on Jared James coaching page. So if you look on Facebook for Jared James, make sure you're a part of his Jared James coaching page. And Thursday at 4:30, there'll be a conversation with Bill Scavone. So you won't want to miss that, see what's going on from a Weichert perspective on that. In our Zoom happy hour, we Brian and I were happy last week. Not a lot of other people happy with us. So we're just going to try something different. Justina checked in for a minute, but she was cruising down the Foothills Parkway with her scarf. So we're just going to try to move it earlier. I don't know. We're just trying something different. 4 o'clock on Friday, check in a little earlier, happy hour, maybe before you get into your Friday night routine. Not sure what that is right now. I don't think it involves going to the movies or dinner, but anyway, 4 o'clock on Friday. We're going to change it up this week. Also, the note card challenge. So I put it out during last week's meeting and on our RAP agents page. The note card challenge, it's not too late to start participating in this. If you have picked up note cards and you haven't posted, then we need you to post. If you still need note cards, you need to get in touch with Justina, or you can use your own. You don't have to use ours, but we will offer you 2 weeks worth. And I'm talking 5 days a week here. I'm talking business week, Monday through Friday. So that's what we're planning for you. And but we have several agents that have posted pictures of their cards for up to 4 days. And they've gotten an entry for every day that they posted their 5 note cards. So we've got Michelle and Marilyn and Adriana and Elizabeth and Janine. So I've got tickets in here representative of your each day that you posted a picture. You get an entry, So our winner this week, this will be a $25 gift certificate, gift card to a local restaurant. I'll have to see what I've got. I'm not sure what I've got, but I will mail you what I have in my little bag of goodies. And our winner is Adriana. So Adriana wins the note card challenge this week. And we'll have a drawing every week while we're doing this. So you can join in starting now. New post of your 5 cards will count toward next week's drawing, but you must post the picture on the Raft Agent Facebook page. And you need to do it under the note card challenge. Just do it as a message under there, not as a brand new post. That way I can keep track of them all easier. So thank you for all that are participating in that. I did want to remind you of the postcards that are available in the Personal Marketing Company. I know Debbie Ishak has taken advantage of this. She said she did the dog one, so I'm not sure. I think she did this one, the one peeking through the door. But there's some great messages there. So if you're not writing note cards, then maybe you need to just send some postcards. Get onto the Personal Marketing page through. You can go there through your My Weichert. Go to the Weichert vendors, look that up, get a mailer out, and I think that people receiving that. How could you not love to receive that and think of you as their agent during this time while we're all kind of staying at home? And that's going to end soon, so you got to take advantage of that now. Other big news that came out yesterday is that May the 1st, the Clear Cooperation Policy will officially go into effect. That came down from NAR, and it's been mandated to the associations across the country. So I'm going to play the little video here that explains. Bill kind of tells us about it, and then we'll talk more about it. Well, thank you, Bill. Now I get to try to go to the next slide. There's the change. I'm not trying to do that. I really got to figure this out. Hold on. I don't have to. Okay, so what all that video says is that starting May the 1st, if you publicly advertise a listing in any way, so that could be a sign, it could be a flyer, it could be a note card, it could be social media, any website like Zillow or your own personal website, then you must have it entered in the MLS within 1 business day. So what does that mean? That means that if you have a property that you know you're listing, but you don't have it listed yet, or it's not ready to go on the market yet, you can't, just say, hey, I've got this listing coming on your social media without putting it in the MLS. Now, it doesn't change the coming soon policy. In fact, what this really does is it gives our coming soon policy the teeth that it always needed. So putting it in the MLS, you could put the property in as coming soon. But now, as soon as you do that, you must abide by the coming soon rules, which means no showings, and it means that you can only have it coming soon up to 14 days, and then it will automatically become active in the MLS. So the big news beyond this is all those folks out there right now that are putting the coming soons on Zillow and not putting them in the MLS and saying to come and see this house before it goes on the MLS. That's going to stop. Now, I don't think they're going to find a way around this, because this comes down from NAR, and this is, if they're going to be part of the MLS, these are the rules now. So the fines, if you get fined, the first offense is $1,000 to the agent. The second offense is $5,000 to the agent and $5,000 to your broker. Now, let me tell you, if I get a $5,000 fine because of your negligence, that means you get another $5,000 fine. That's $10,000 for the second offense. So I really love the fact that they put some very serious consequences in place for this. And I am with this coming May 1st. But if you see anything advertised as coming soon, or you see a sign in the yard and it's not in the MLS, then you can just let Donna know, let me know. I'll be glad to let Donna know. And we will, this will be the new process come May 1st. So I believe that this is going to be a really great thing, probably the most consequential thing that NAR has been in a long time for our business. And, if you're going to be a part of the MLS, that includes cooperation. So the one option that these folks would have is to not be a part of the MLS, and that would be fine too. So there's a little chart here that kind of shows if your seller is ready to begin showing the property, then all you got to do is the normal, put it in the MLS. If they're not ready to show the property, but you want to begin marketing it, then you'll use the pre-marketing addendum, and you'll use the coming soon in the way that it was always intended. And there is what's called an office exclusive. So not to be confused with the fact that you could take an office exclusive and then put it on your own website and not include other agents. An office exclusive would mean that the only route for marketing that property would be internally to agents or direct to other agents. It's not, you could not do any form of public marketing for an office exclusive. And once you do publicly market an office exclusive, then it goes back to the fact that it has to be in the MLS within 1 business day. So that's, if you have any questions about that, feel free to email me and I'll be happy to go into any of your questions. But I think it's pretty clear, and they call it a clear MLS policy. I think it's pretty clear and pretty straightforward, and I don't think there's a lot of wiggle room. So we'll see how this goes going forward in May. Our open house program, we are doing the virtual open houses. We do have the signs in the office. Actually, they're in my car. I need to bring them in the office. If you are doing a virtual open house for this coming weekend, you can come and pick up a sign. When you go do your video, then just leave the sign in the front yard and then bring it back after the open house. Now, we're going to have to get these back so that they can go back out. We've got 8 of them. So the first 8 will go out, and then they need to come back before the next weekend. So you can shoot a video anytime. So today, nice day. Tomorrow's a nice day. Brad needs to have these videos by 5 o'clock on Wednesday so that he can do his editing and schedule them to premiere on Sunday during the allotted time slot. So last week we had 3 videos. Natalie did Central Avenue Pike, and currently right now it's had 97 views. She did an excellent job with that. Then we had Krista that did 1512 Autumn Ridge, 131 views. She's got the top viewership at the moment. And then Travis did Jacksboro Pike with 77 views. So you see, we got a lot of activity on those 3, and we can get a lot more, but we need you guys to help. So if you will just these are going to be between 2 and 4 o'clock on Sunday. If you will log in to the virtual house open house page that Brad created, the unbranded one, then you can actually share this video to your own business page or to your profile, and then start a watch party so that we can get the word out on these and help our fellow agents and get these houses marketed over and over. So if you haven't yet joined the virtual open house page, please do that. And again, share that out to your friends. The more people that we have join that page, then when these videos premiere, when they go live, then it will reach out to this audience to try to gain audience, and we'll build this viewership over the coming weeks. So email Brad, email openhouse@advantagetn.com. If you are planning to do one this weekend, you can do your video anytime. So when you're thinking about doing an open house 2 weeks from now, just, you can pick a nice day and go do the video whenever it's convenient for you. So I've still got houses in Penrose Terrace, Penrose Forest that you can do. Let Brad know that you've got a video, share it with him on Drive so that we can get our virtual open houses set up for this weekend. We also have an opportunity on Tuesday the 28th to get some tips from Weichert. And that webinar is going to be part of the Ultimate Open House Experience. It'll be Tuesday 28th at 1 o'clock. So you'll want to check that out. All right, so here's our market update. I told you I'm going to let you know what's going on in the KAAR, but I wanted to share with you our new attire for showing properties. So we are now ready to go out into the marketplace with our stylish real estate showing pies. And I just love the fact that it was yellow. So of course I had to slap our logo on it. I'm not sure that you can really order these, but I was thinking that this would be one way we could get Brad to come back to the office. If we could just get one of these. So anyway, you probably saw yesterday the numbers from the weekend. 219 new listings, 227 new contracts, endings, 131 closings. So of course the closings all happen on Friday. So 131 closings on Friday. 227 properties went under contract and 219 new listings. So there is activity out there. So are you getting your share? Are you talking to your folks? Are you calling all of your prospects? Anybody that's in your Weichert Lead Network portal, your My Weichert portal, your OpCity portal, anybody that's ever come to an open house with you, are you calling them and letting them know that there's a lot of new listings coming on the market? And this might be a great time for them to find a house. Now, here's the reality of the numbers compared to 2019. And this is April through yesterday. So the first 20 days of April. You can see the active listing count. We have 5,380 this year. We had 7,098 last year. This is all of the MLS, I think, or maybe just the Knoxville Metro. Now I'm trying to remember what numbers I did. But I think this is Knoxville Metro, so Knoxville and all the surrounding counties. 1,213 new listings this month. So honestly, I mean, there were 1,777 last year, but to me, given everything that's going on, 1,213 new listings in 20 days of April during a stay at home, I think is pretty dang good. 809 closings. So again, that's down from 1,080, but still not down as much as you might think. So still a lot of closings. And the strongest number to me is the pendings. I mean, 1,118 pendings during the first 20 days of April. Now that's down from 1,402 last year, but still, given the circumstances we're in, 1,118 new contracts is really remarkable and pretty strong. So I think it's really important to know that business is happening and to let people know that business is happening. And are you getting part of this business? Are you one of those agents that are shut in and shut down? Because there's a lot of the agents in our MLS right now that are shut in and shut down. And this is an opportunity for you to be visible. Safely, do it safely, take precautions, wash your hands, have hand sanitizer, have wipes, and follow all the safety procedures. But this is your opportunity to rise while there's still a good deal of business and there's a lot of agents that are shut down right now. So don't be one of those agents that are shut in and shut down. So I wanted to talk a little bit about unemployment. I got these slides from Keeping Current Matters, and this talks about what we're going to see with regard to unemployment. And it will be deep, but it won't be long. That's the title of the article. So this is the statistics right now through April 11th. We had 3.34, 6.9, 6.6, 5.2 million as far as the unemployment. So really pretty remarkable that in 4 weeks, 22 million people unemployed. I mean, that's just who could have ever thought that would happen going into 2020 with the economy that we had going into January and February? But it happened. And how does that compare to the Great Recession? That was 8.7 million jobs lost. Now, there was almost 25 million jobs created since the Great Recession. And these 22 million jobs aren't necessarily lost. They're kind of paused. So what we see happening from here is this is the forecast from several of the leading indicators and people that look at these things. So the unemployment rate forecast is as high as 15% and as low as 7.3%. So going into this, if I remember correctly, and I don't know, I mean, it was like below 3% or something. I mean, it was like really crazy low, the lowest unemployment rate we've seen in history. So, but we know that this happened. We know why this happened. We basically shut down the economy. This was not self-inflicted. I mean, it was inflicted because of COVID-19, but the decisions were made to basically pause the economy. So obviously, these are the numbers you're going to get. But as we compare that to the Great Depression, which I don't think any of you lived through. I know I didn't. But we all remember the Great Recession of 2006 through 2016. So if you look at those numbers, the Great Depression, it took 12 years to get back to where unemployment was prior to the Great Depression. Even the Great Recession, it took 9 years to get back to the same unemployment rate. So you can see what they're predicting for COVID-19, and they're actually using the highest projection, the 15% unemployment rate projection. And you can see how that is really just a V. It's obviously dropped precipitously in the last 4 weeks, but the rise back up is just as steep. Now they're saying still to get back to where we were could be 2 years, because not all those jobs are coming back, and we know that there's going to be businesses that close, and there's going to be changes in industries as a result of this. But still, we're looking at a rapid recovery once this turns around, and it really looks like we're making the turn right now. So, you know, there's a lot of talk about recession, and you know, I think that you have to pretty much say that right now we're in a recession. Again, kind of self-inflicted, but we really are in a recession in terms of the economic activity right now. So the definition of a recession is significant decline in economic activity spread across the economy lasting more than a few months. So they do predict that as a result of all the unemployment, that you know we're going to have at least 2 to 3 months that we would technically be in recession. But what does that mean for the housing market? Now, last time, the Great Recession of 2006, we know how hard that hit housing and how much it impacted our industry. But the reality is, with the exception of the Great Recession and the Gulf War recession, no other recession has had an impact on the U.S. housing market. So this is not the same thing that happened back in 2006, 2008. Now, this is shown by, you can see that in the recessions over the last 5 recessions pictured here, that 3 of those 5, the housing values actually went up. And then, of course, we know the worst one was 2008, where it dropped almost 20%. But 2008 was a housing crisis. That's actually what caused the recession. It was the housing bubble and the mortgage situation, and that's not where we're at right now. So the housing sector enters this recession underbuilt rather than overbuilt. So we had too many houses back in 2006, 2008, and prices had gone too high. Right now, we're still struggling for inventory. You can see from the graph that I shared that we're still behind last year's numbers in the inventory. So that means as the economy rebounds, which it will, housing is set to help lead the way out. So we're actually going to be the leader in bringing this economy back. Last time housing led the recession. This time it's poised to bring us out. This is the Great Recession for leisure, hospitality, trade, and transportation. And they will feel like the real estate housing sector felt back in 2006, 2008. It's going to hit a different segment of our economy. But we are going to be leading our way out. So bottom line, if we're not in recession yet, you know, we're about to be. The numbers are going to show that. But this time, the housing sector is what's going to lead us out. So everything indicates that this is going to be a quick rebound. And, you know, when I say rebound, you know, we're not down and out. And you can tell that by the numbers. We would had this not happened, you know, we would be significantly ahead of last year, I feel, with the momentum we had in January and February. So now we're going to bounce back quickly to the numbers and increasing. So again, you know, are you preparing yourself for this? Are you taking advantage of this time so that you're ready for this bounce back? One way to do that is through MyWeichert, and the tip this week focuses on Property Boost. You may have, if you listened to the panel last Wednesday, Natalie talked about this, and she talked about how successful it's been for her. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I know she's already closed at least one, and that she had at least one pending and at least 1 or 2 current clients that all came from Property Boost. Now that's culling through the leads that aren't so good, which is that is just the nature of online leads. You know, we know 3 to 5% of them are going to be good. So that means you've got to be able to weed through the ones that aren't. But there's gold nuggets in there, and Natalie certainly found some, and I know that others of you have as well. So the listing boost is a very powerful way to promote a listing on Facebook with just a few clicks, and then you are the recipient of the leads. So if you don't have a listing right now to boost, You can look at our inventory with the office and just reach out to that agent and say, hey, I want to boost your listing. Hey, I want to give you some extra marketing. I'm going to pay for it. Do you care if I market your property, help you sell it? I don't know if an agent with our company is going to say no to that. I certainly am not going to say no to any of the listings in Penrose that you want to boost. So boost away. So again, just a few clicks. You can go to the listings, show our inventory. You can choose a listing. You can decide whether you want to do it for 3 days, $45, 1 week, 60, 2 weeks, 120. 3 weeks right now is the most popular. 150, you save $30. So, but even 1 week at $60, give it a try and see what you get. And then the ads automatically created on Facebook. You don't have to do anything from here. Once you decide what level you want to do, make a few clicks, and then it's going to go live on Facebook. And then anybody that responds to that listing boost, their lead is going to flow into your MyWycert system, so you can follow up from there. So the other thing that you can do with your MyWycert website is to add a blog. So now is a great time to get some blogs out there about what's going on in our market. Some of the stuff that I just shared with you, and I'll email you out some resources. A couple of weeks ago, I emailed some resources encouraging you to have online Zoom sessions with your clients, and gave you some statistics and some things to share. That's the kind of thing you could use in this blog. So all of your websites have the opportunity to have a blog. It's just right, if you don't have any blogs on your page, it's hidden right now. So this shows you how to get that blog tab on your page and to be able to put something out there. So now's a great time to communicate, share information with your clients and prospects, using your blog to keep them informed. It keeps you relevant. It's also great SEO for your website. So you're going to want to do that and let people know maybe how we're doing virtual open houses, how you're doing buyer consultations, listing presentations, video chat. This reminds me, listing presentation. I was talking to Debbie Ishek yesterday, and on Friday, she was telling me about her day on Friday. It started with a buyer that found a home that she needed to write a contract for. She got an offer and an accepted contract on one of her listings. And then she said she did a listing presentation over the phone. And so she texted me this, and I had the opportunity to talk to her about it yesterday and kind of learn what she did. And I thought it was great. It was not a video chat over the phone. It wasn't Zoom. It was a phone call listing presentation. But this is what she told me. She said, first thing is I got dressed up just like I was going to go to their house. Because when I was talking to them on the phone, I wanted to be dressed up. I didn't want to be in my pajamas. I wanted to be just like I would have been if I was physically going to their house. And then she got her listing presentation, and she went through her listing presentation, talked through it as she was viewing it on her end. And the lady was so impressed with everything she shared. She's got an actual opportunity to go see the house, I think, this weekend. And I'm sure it's going to turn into a great listing. So congratulations, Debbie, on that. So maybe you could just write a little blog about your little phone consultation listing. Just a blog is nothing but telling a story or giving some information to the folks that would come to your page. So if you go to the web and IDX and click add post, then that's where you can add a blog post. So once you put your content in here, and if you have questions about that, honestly, I'm probably not the one to ask, but I'm sure Brad can help you. I'm sure Scotty, Marlena, anybody could help you through this. And well, once you put your blog out there and you actually post it, then there'll be a blog place on your website where people can access it. So it's really kind of automatic. Once you actually create a blog post, then the button to get to it will appear on your MyWycert website. So that'll be something you probably want to look into, and something you want to, another thing you can do with your time right now is do some blogs. Get those out there on your website. And then you can, your blog posts will be tracked within your MyWycert system. So you can go on those and edit those. You can see how many people viewed it, see if they made any comments. So you can kind of get some statistics on that. Once you do a blog post, then you could actually post that within social media on your Facebook or Instagram, and then they can, when they click on that, it'll take them into your website. So lots of great ways to use a blog. So that's what I have for you this week. I'm particularly upbeat and positive after hearing our governor and our mayors and just seeing the statistics about what's going on with COVID-19. We're going to, we'll be talking next week in our staff meeting based on what we hear over this next week, as far as, what we decide to do with the office and with these meetings. I really look forward to the day when I can be right in front of you and we can have our lunches again on Tuesday and come together. But I don't want to take anything away from this virus. It's still a serious thing, and it's going to change some things for some time. Probably not going to be shaking hands. Tobias, I'm sorry if you're on, man. No shaking, no hugging. I know we got some huggers and shakers out there, and this might change this for a very long time. But that will be okay if I can just see you at a safe distance. No, I mean, we're going to continue to practice good hygiene and be smart and safe about as we go through this process. But we are going to get back to work, and we are going to get back to some sense of normal. And I believe that's going to happen really over the next 2 to 4 weeks. So, I just plead with you to be engaged right now. This is the time to really step up your game, to think about things differently. And we've talked over the last several weeks about so many different ways that you can be productive while you're at home. And I know the kids are going to be out for the rest of the year, so it's like we're summer, but you've got to have your schedule. So do you have your daily schedule? Do you know what you're doing each day for real estate? Because this is going to come out. We're going to bounce back. That V is going to happen. We're going to shoot up. And I want everybody with this company to shoot up with us. And I want your business to go through the roof. So stay safe, stay hopeful, and I'll see you next week on Zoom, but we'll see next week. Maybe that might be the last one for a while. We'll see. Stay tuned. Love you guys. Have a great day.